Tech Mitsubishi. My name is Nathan and today we're doing a walk around video on this stunning Alfa Romeo Giulia Super. Now what we'll do is run through the condition of the vehicle as it is a used car, as well as the beautiful features that you get in this. I like to think of it as a work of art. So starting off at that front end, you've got that very iconic Alfa Romeo front grille. So three different grills, so one going downwards, two horizontal. Very unique design. Now they are swept fairly open to allow for that airflow through to the motor, keep it nice and clean. Got that pointy front end where everything just kind of comes into that V. Alfa Romeo badging right in the middle there. Nice colors, very nice design. Now down the bottom here, you do notice there is a plate. That is all part of the sensors and the systems that are actually in the vehicle itself. It does also come with the front parking sensors. These are more for the safety features and those are for the parking features. Now the front end condition of this car is actually pretty good. There doesn't seem to be any damage on there. No marks or stone chips that I can see that we've gone through the effort of touching up. If we have, we've done a great job in touching it up. Like I said, parking sensors along the front of the vehicle which are color matched. Now you've got this very sleek headlight design. Daytime running lamps through the headlights there, indicator globes, and you've got this really nice globe design. And it's actually quite a nice, nicely built headlight system. And on the side there, very nice detail, a little bit of Alfa Romeo class in the headlight. Now taking a look at that first alloy wheel, you do have that multi-spoked alloy. They do have that similar V-like design, all pointing into that Alfa Romeo symbol. Now these rims, that first rim is in good condition, no stone chips or damage on that rim whatsoever, and you've got those big Alfa Romeo brakes behind that. Now being the diesel car, it is not as sporty or as fast as its petrol counterpart. However, it's still got that performance as Alfa Romeo have designed this car for. So you're going to need those brakes to make sure it has that stopping power. Now panning along the side of the vehicle, nice aerodynamic side mirrors. These do actually fold in when you lock the vehicle. Yep, when you lock the vehicle, these will fold in, and the actual indicator lamp is fitted into that side mirror. It elevates the lamp, clears up the quarter panel, stops any extra cables running through that quarter panel as well. And this is a keyless entry vehicle with 2 keys, so as long as you're within proximity, you can use the little design there. Now, when you actually unlock the car, like so, the side mirrors don't actually fold out. They will only fold out once you actually turn the vehicle on. Now, the glass doesn't seem to be tinted. Considering it's probably a car you're going to be driving around in a bit, I would highly recommend you talk to us about our tinting options as well. Now, the paint actually feels really good on the car, so it looks like it has been looked after fairly well. Opening it up and taking a look inside, you can see that very sporty concept in the vehicle. Everything is kind of situated for the driver, facing the driver, so that he has the best access, or she has the best access, sorry, and they can utilize all the features in the vehicle. Now the car does come with these really nice leather seats. These bolsters are very comfortable to sit in, present really well. There's no damage or stains or marks, maybe a few little kind of stainy marks here. Very, very minor, like water drops, but other than that, they do present really well. You can see there are 3 seat presets, sorry. So if 3 different people are driving this car, you can set it to 3 different settings, and all the electric seat controls are located just below that with lumbar support. Carpet mats are already come fitted, and you've got that really nice Alfa Romeo scuff plate in there just to add that little bit of class, as Alfa like to do. And on that door card as well, no damage or wear and tear. Actually, maybe a little bit of creasing here, which I will point out because I think that maybe is a little bit unusual, but just so you know that those are there. Now, having a look at the vehicle, just paintwork on this car is phenomenal. You're going to want to protect it. I will talk to you about those options in a minute though. Now, taking a look at the back seats, again, you kind of got a bucket seat like effect in the back seats. They still kind of tuck in and sit in, considering these cars are meant to be sporty, meant to be taken as a touring vehicle, so a lot of long drives, nice windy roads as you would get in Europe. These seats are going to hug you quite well, and they actually present in amazing condition, no damage to those seats whatsoever. Taking a look at that second alloy, now this one does seem to have taken a little bit of extra damage, so just on the edging here of the rim, down the bottom here, and also a little bit on this side, also down the bottom over here. So a little bit more damage on this rim, but not severe deep marks, but very superficial scratching just on the edging that is pulling out the color. Coming across to the tailgate of the Giulia now, very unique styling in these cars. Taillights, sorry, are pretty simple. Standard design. They do come across the side of the vehicle as well. You've got the Euro plates on there and Alfa Romeo badging right in the middle. Reverse parking sensors along the bottom of the vehicle, and their reverse camera is mounted just under the badging. Now they do have a dual tip exhaust, and also a tow bar has already been fitted onto this vehicle for you. To open up the boot, there is a little button there Once we unlock the vehicle, there you go. That's just going to pop open for us like so. And you can look inside the boot there. You've got lots of space in the actual boot, plenty of room. On the sides here are, if I can just, your battery is located in the boot of the vehicle, so easy to access. You would have tether points at the front. And if I lift this up, underneath is your tow bar tongue, and your spare wheel will be located underneath this system. If I could lift it up from here, get the camera person to hold the camera for me. Oh, sorry. Actually not very easy to take up, but you will have to take these out. It is located underneath there. I just can't pull it out because of the tow bar tongue. Actually, I'll pull this out and then do it, just so you can have a look and see underneath. So a lot lighter now. And if I lift that up, yeah, we'll pull out the cover like so, and just move this over. You got your storage compartment under there as well. And you can put this lid back on. He's actually quite nice in the boot. There is lots of room in the back of this car, I gotta say. And put the tow bar tongue back in there. There is also a net just to act as a separator, and there is also a lever just on the edging here. Pulling that is actually going to drop those seats there for you. Yep. Closing this up. Coming across to the actual passenger side of the vehicle. Now, fuel cap is on this side of the car. That's just going to pop open. You can see it is the diesel vehicle, so diesel fuel cap, and this will actually stay locked when you lock the vehicle. Taking a look at that third rim. This rim also seemed to have got a little bit of gutter rash along the edging, but other than that, nothing significant, and that rim still presents in decent condition apart from that minor scratching. And you've got the Bridgestone tires, and paint work on this passenger side is just so good. I would highly recommend you talk to us about our lifestyle pack, because you're going to want to take advantage of that, but I will explain that to you in a little bit of detail. And that fourth and final rim is also slightly marked just on the edging here, and on the top, but again, very superficial marking. So you got a beautiful Alfa Romeo Giulia here. Few minor scuffs on some of the rims. You got great tread remaining on those Bridgestone tires, and this is a very unique car. You don't want to miss out on this vehicle. So what we're going to do is pop the hood and take a look inside. Now, taking a look inside the engine bay of the Alfa Romeo, you can see it is quite a compact engine bay, very nicely laid out. Does have a lot of sensors and computers running around the car, but that's what makes this car quite unique. Now, at the top here, do notice that strut brace along the front of the engine bay. That's going to give it a lot of stability, especially when taking those sharp corners. Got all your engine covers just to keep it looking nice and neat and not too messy. Now, what we have here is Alfa's 4-cylinder 2.2 litre turbo diesel motor. It does also come fitted with an 8-speed automatic gearbox, so a large number of gears means smoother drive, greater efficiency, and also more power when you actually need it. Now, this car has a 5-star NCAP rating with 6 airbags, so lots of safety for the passengers in the vehicle. This motor produces 132 kilowatts with 450 newton meters of torque, so enough torque and power for pretty much any payload needs and driving needs. Now, this car, as I said, is a diesel vehicle with a 52 litre capacity. You will see a combined fuel consumption of about 4.2 litres per 100, or an average fuel distance of about 1,238 kilometers off a full tank. But that is all dependent on how you drive and what kind of driving you're doing. Okay, now taking a look inside the Alfa Romeo, I got to say, it is a very beautifully crafted vehicle. So you've got lots of different materials used, nice leathers, very soft vinyl leathers all the way through the car, nice fine stitching, and also this really nice wood grain finish all through the car to just add that extra bit of class to the vehicle, even more classy than it already is, but yet it still maintains its fairly sporty look. So you've got this cool engine stop-start button located at the bottom of the steering wheel, pretty much situated like in most supercars and sports cars, right down the bottom here, very easy to access. Now, on the driver's side door, do get your full automatic window controls. Now, all 4 windows in the vehicle are fully auto. Window lock control behind that, and also your side mirror toggles. Now, there is a button to actually fold in your side mirrors if you wanted to, using that little feature. Above that is your central locking button, and it will actually light up to notify you when the car is actually locked. Now, on the right hand side, there are a few little controls. Now, you might not be able to see that behind this giant paddle shifts. But on the right hand side here is a dial for your headlights. Now you can leave it in auto. Car's going to sense when it needs to turn those headlights on and do it for you, or you can force on like so. Currently it's off. This is for your fog lamps right in the middle, and a little button next to that is for your parking sensors on and off, and your automatic off button, which is pretty much the car, when you're at a halt or at the lights, the car is going to turn off. It's going to conserve a bit of fuel, and then it's going to turn back on when you need it. Now you can turn that feature on and off if you don't like it. Next to that, there is also a headlight height adjuster, as well as your illumination adjuster for the cluster. Now on the right hand side is your wipers and washers, and again there is an automatic system. Just leave it in auto. Car's going to sense when it needs to use it, and there is a misting option just at the very end. And on the left hand side is your indicator, so left and right indicator. With your lane keeping system just on the edge there, which is this little button. So that is a safety feature in the vehicle, and also your high beam is also located in that trigger. Now back to the steering wheel. Now as you can see behind it are those giant paddle shifts. Now they feel amazing to actually shift. They've got a good weight to it, a good spring, and actually a great sound. All these things are what make a good vehicle. So great craftsmanship in the design of this vehicle. So positive on the right, negative on the left, and I think it's great that it's attached to the actual column, because you don't get confused when you actually turn the steering wheel, because they will maintain the same side. And on the right hand side of the steering wheel itself is your volume and media controls for your head unit with call and voice control, and on the left hand side is your cruise control settings with your adaptive cruise control system. Quite a nicely laid out steering wheel. And also you got this really cool dash, speed on the right, RPM on the left, and also a cool digital display in the middle, which will give you a bit of information like your radio settings, your speed, your fuel consumption, etc. Now coming over to the entertainment system, you've got a very seamlessly designed head unit. It actually fully integrates into the actual front, into the dash. It even curves around the corner here. Just really nice design in the vehicle. Now it is fully touchscreen. So you can, I'm just going to go out of this if I can. That's for your volume. I'm going to use this little one here. So if you go back to the menu there, I'm just going to press the menu. It's actually not touchscreen, sorry, I was mistaken. So it's just a display. You will use this little dial down the bottom here to actually adjust it. Now, I think it is actually better to use this dial, because it's less distracting when you're driving on the road, and it's also fairly easy to use. So pretty much can adjust it how you want. Now, one thing I will say, just in critic to the vehicle, is that it's actually located quite close to the driver. So you have to kind of pull back to adjust it. Not the most comfortable setup, but that is part of the design. I mean, actually, no, I was wrong. If you just keep your hand like this, it's okay. So I'll take back everything I said. Well done, Alfa. Media settings, you got AM, FM radio, Bluetooth connectivity, and you also got your radio settings, which is just your standard AM, FM. There is also a phone connect and navigation system in the vehicle, which has your inbuilt navigation. And you can see we're at 20 to 32 Kangen drive, even though you can't really see that with the numbers, but that is where we are. Below that, there is apps. That is for your mobile connect. When you actually connect your phone, it'll pretty much mirror your screen up there. So pretty nice. Pretty nicely laid out thing. There is also a bit of driver information here, user manual, my car, which will be your servicing schedule and everything, and efficient drive. Going across to the right, efficient drive is going to open up your pretty much your eco, or your acceleration, deceleration, gears. So this is all your driver information while you're driving. That's your radio settings. Sorry, I'm going to flick again to the right, go back to menu, flick to the right again. Yeah, so those are pretty much a layout in the head unit, and if I select my car, that's going to show your tires, your maintenance, your oil levels, etc. So again, all the driver information is located in that, and that's what all those sensors and computers are going to do. Now there is a dual zone climate control system, so driver and passenger have their own settings. A nice little dial here, which will display in the head unit as well, and all your fan speed modes located in hard buttons. Now the car does also come with heated seats for driver and passenger, as well as a heated steering wheel. Being a European vehicle, you get those pretty cold days, so it's good to kind of have this feature here in Melbourne. There is also USB input located at the center of attention in the vehicle. Now that you can actually plug that in, and that's going to bring up your app system. Now you got this very nice, unique gear shifter. To actually use it, your park is a button located at the top. To shift it, there is a little button actually located behind the shifter. So what you're going to do is press that button and actually pull it down, and that's going to put it into drive. And if you just want to go to your other gears, push that up into neutral, and then you can actually, you press that button again and push that all the way into reverse if you want to use that. And you can see there is your sonar for your sensors and also the reverse camera located there. Now, if I bring this down into drive and flick it to the left, that's going to engage that sports shift system. So you can see that is highlighted. That is going to let me control these gears using the paddle shifts on the actual thing. Now it's automatically put me back into neutral and then back into drive because I wasn't moving, but very smart car. It's going to think for itself, but it's in drive at the moment. If I want to put it into park, I simply press the P at the top and it's put me into park. This is your volume control and your radio control, so you can control your volume with this. And it's got a very nice, very crisp sound system in the vehicle, bit of Ed Sheeran. And on the right hand side is your DNA selector. So this pretty much has your dynamic drive, your natural drive, and your advanced efficiency. Those are 3 driver options for the vehicle, and the actual head unit is going to show what kind of setting you're in. So your dynamic is going to be your more sporty performance. It's going to have a better throttle response, better cornering, better handling around corners, and it's going to provide you with that sporty effect. Now the natural is going to be pretty much the most natural kind of driving, great for your day-to-day use. Very comfortable suspension and steering wheel feel, and also not super responsive, so you can kind of cruise to the city. Your advanced efficiency is going to pretty much be all about efficiency in the vehicle. It's going to save the fuel, it's going to help aid the safety of the vehicle, such as your stability control, traction control, all those kinds of things, being a more efficient driving mode. I'm going to put it into dynamic. You've got your menu option and also the dials that I demonstrated to you before, and behind that is your center console, your electric park brake. Now there is also a little 2 cup holders here located behind that. That'll also fall back out when you need to. Now if I lift up the center console armrest, there is a 12-volt socket. 12-volt socket located right here, and a USB input and an auxiliary input for the driver. Now if your battery does actually die in this for your keys, so right here we've got 2 keys. If one of these batteries die, there is a physical key located in this remote, which I don't exactly know where it is, but it is in there. And if, sorry, I'm just trying to find that button. And if this dies, what you can do is actually put this on this here, and the car will be able to sense that the key's actually in the vehicle, and you'll be able to turn the car on. So that is just in case these batteries do die. Now this is gonna be a task of mine to try to work out where this key is, but I know it's in there. That'll be just to open the actual door on the outside. Now you got your vents at the back and also USB input at the bottom, and I get the camera person just pan around the interior to show you the condition, because gotta say, it is a very nicely designed car, very comfortable inside, a generous amount of space in the car as well. You're not actually squashed in the vehicle, and leather seats are in good nick. So make sure you ask us about the lifestyle pack, because that is going to give you a warranty on this interior leather. It's going to make it a lot easier for you to clean and maintain, and it's going to protect it from cracking and damaging and all those things that can happen to leather over time. So what we're going to do now is jump outside and wrap up the video. Thank you so much for watching the walk around video on this 2016 Alfa Romeo Giulia Super. Now I hope the video gave you a good representation and as to the condition of the vehicle, and as you can see, it actually presents really well considering it is a 4-year-old car, and also all the features and benefits that you actually get in this very economical vehicle. Now if you do have any additional questions, the number to dial is 99070555. Now just before I go, this car does actually qualify for our premium mechanical protection plan. Now what that will offer you is 5 years additional protection on 181 electrical and mechanical components of the vehicle, and it does also come with the added benefit of 10 years platinum roadside assistance nationwide. So there is great service in this. Make sure you ask us about this. In addition to that, I would highly recommend you talk to us about our glass coat and tinting packages. Considering this is a luxury vehicle, it is a European, you want to make sure it's protected and preserved for as long as you own it. So what that will do is we'll apply a 10% layering over the actual paintwork, which is going to protect it from all those harsh factors that can actually damage your paint, such as bird droppings, bat droppings, oxidization, fading, rusting, pretty much anything that'll contaminate and stop this white paint shining so bright. And as I said, with that we'll package some tinting in there for you, which is a premium grade tint, and that is going to come with a lifetime warranty just like the paintwork. So make sure you ask us about these 2 services. Now they are at an additional cost. However, if you're using our in-house finance, would love to introduce you to our business managers Giulia and Mario, who show just how minimal these will affect your repayments. Now lastly, but most importantly, make sure you search up Berwick Mitsubishi on Google. See what people have to say about us. With over 1,100 reviews and sitting at 4.8 stars, gives you the assurance that you're dealing with the right people and the right kind of business for a good quality vehicle. As I mentioned before, if you did have any additional questions, the number to dial is 9907 0555. My name is Nathan. Thank you so much for watching.